Play Salty Orange here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to level up fast and also have pro tips in the crew. So alright, just start the okay, new cars, and for some of you who bought the complete edition or season pass, you have these DLC cars. And yeah, first, it's really cool to drive them about, as a matter of fact. I mean, one of my personal favorite DLC cars, of course. McLaren 12C, also another one, the McLaren F1. And today, also, Um, yeah, you're just gonna be exploring, and you'll start off doing a couple of new missions that they've brought in for the introduction, and yeah, yeah, there'll be a couple of new things. You'll be doing the introduction missions. You'll be doing the story missions. I mean, there are 65 story missions, but what I'm about to show you, right, is the things that you should probably do as soon as you start leveling up. I mean, normally when you level up, you get something called a perk point. And these perk points are used to normally get perks like these. These perks can either help with your progression through the game, exploration, or even upgrade the performance of your car, or even give you major discounts in certain tuners. So, I mean, you'll see here that I just reset my perk points for a cheap price. I think once you reset them, they cost 100 each point. But when it comes to buying perk points, that's a problem. You gotta pay 100,000. I know a lot of people who can't make their money so easily. It's kind of hard. So what I'm going to show you, especially for beginners, this is a very important perk to start upgrading. It's called Double Down, right? So what you do, that since you're starting off, maybe you wait until you reach like level 3, and then you start investing your points into this. You'd want to invest your points until you maybe reach 10% or 14% chance of 2 perks per level up, which is extremely helpful since there are 6 levels in the game. And trust me, it is a savior when it comes to these perk points because it's so easy when as long as you continue leveling up, it's gonna get easier because you're gonna have more perk points. Then instead of getting one, you might get two, and it makes it a lot easier. Because most of my perk points were actually from getting double down. So me and I'll be that guy who would try to make sure that hey, I'm gonna make sure I'm the best in this game, all kind of stuff. So okay, for beginners, this is what perks you start investing yourself in. Other than double down, you can have on a dime, which increases your car's braking power. So you want to fully upgrade this. I mean, this video could also help with for level 60s who don't know how to get their cars for 1497 because that's the maximum level. So right, so once you upgrade Zoe, you're good to go. I mean another thing, sorry, thing is also Omar. I mean, you unlock Omar once you reach level 10 and you're able to unlock New York stateside. So, the next perk to invest in is like a glove. This increases your car handling, which is excellent. Also, another thing if you want to invest in is also insurance, which helps to take off money off your upgrades, whatever. It also extremely helps a lot, especially because, of course, you know this game has a health bar to these cars, so the more you keep totaling them and crashing them into random stuff, the uglier car is going to look. So it's best if you invest in this. Next thing, the inside track. My goodness, this thing is one of the most helpful things you could ever think of investing in. This helps so much in missions, especially when you have time trials, because they're so helpful. And next thing you should invest in for Harry, you unlock him when you're level 20, I think. Can't remember. The a mobile mechanic app. Instead of having to come back in to the garage every time to upgrade and make sure your car health status is at full on. You want to upgrade your mobile mechanic, so you want to make sure you reaches it to 150% actually. Well, I upgraded to 140% by accident, but no worries. The new world. This one is an extremely important one to upgrade. It especially helps when you're trying to find car parts in the game. Trust me, it helps. Also, next, you're gonna have freaking skill space build. That's not important, by the way. Then next thing, these two perks from Alita are extremely important. My guy, trust me, they're extremely important. Whole shot. increases the amount of nitrous you have for every mission, and also PvP events. So instead of starting off with like a half bar or even no nitrous at all, you fully upgrade this. Then also you want to upgrade light the fires. This is extremely helpful for your car especially. Then you're going to have rock sand, which is shifting gears. This helps in your car's acceleration, which is extremely helpful, trust me. Then after you want to invest in friends with benefits. Alright, so once you start off the game, right, and you continue to level up, they're going to ask you to go in a faction. You're going to have 4 factions. The wolves, the eagles, the snakes, the crocs, and the bears. That's 5, sorry. Okay, so most likely you want to go in the wolves faction because normally everybody joins the wolves because that's like the first one you're introduced with. So they have the most amount of members, and what happens is that there's some called faction wars. So every month you're gonna have the factions with different players in them. You're gonna be fighting for the top place, and normally the wolves who win the faction war every time end up with bonus missions, right? So what you do that when you're doing these things, what you do is go to your mini map and then you shuffle through until you reach faction and PvP where you're able to see faction missions and PvPs. And what you do that you use friends with benefits. So what you do you have the ability now to send your friends on missions. So let's say okay, I am maybe level 25, level 30, and you want to do this mission, right? The required level is over 1000. You know your cars aren't really upgraded, so it's a little bit of a struggle. Even if you try, trust me, you would not win. It's a really bad loss for you. So trust me. And then what you'd want to do that as long as you have friends who play the game, especially level 60s, you just send your friends on them. I mean, each mission takes about 12 hours to do, but the benefits are really good because you get at least, depending on how hard the mission is, how long it takes, the general difficulty, you're gonna get a lot of money. I mean, from generally 8,000 or maybe even 16,000. And trust me, there are a lot of hard missions out there that you could send your friends on. It's really easy. And next perk, highly skilled. That is very important, trust me. I mean, if you're that guy who has fully upgraded your car and you just want to beat your friends, you trust me. Even if you're doing competitive summit, meaning that you're trying to place as high as you can in the summits, the monthly summits, this is very helpful, especially when it comes to jump skills, because what it means that it takes less time to get more points. So let's say it takes me 20 seconds to get 7,800 points. It would take me at least 15 to 13 seconds to get 7,800 points. That means with that extra time you have in your hand, you can get even more. So it's very helpful. Then finally you have Redline. Redline increases your car's top. Now I have most of my perks upgraded. I mean, I might have forgotten some. I'm just gonna make sure back out. Watch, my car's 1497, and that's a helpful thing for all us guys out there to remember. Actually, so let me just go back and redo some of my skills that I forgot to do because I know I'm missing a couple. Just because it's so long that I haven't upgraded some of these things. So I mean, really, it's like, oh dang. So you can see you have all your perks upgraded so far. I mean, it's so easy to do this, trust me. Alright. Nice. Oh. I knew I was missing something. Okay guys, looks like I have to reset my perk points because I think I screwed up a lot. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to reset your points too much because eventually it's going to be a lot. I mean, just once again, I'm redoing this because you could just remember what you have to do. So, on a dime, like a glove, whole shot, like the fires, shifting gears, and redline. That's if you want your car to be fully upgraded. For level 60s out there who have the money and also have the time to do this, because trust me, making 100,000 in this game is kind of hard to do. I mean, unless you have the money, of course. I have like $9 million, so it doesn't matter. And what you also like to make sure, like if you're just starting off, invest in Double Down. Also, you'd love to invest in the Inside Track and Friends with Benefits, because those things are gonna help. Trust me, especially if you want to make real money real fast. Yep, that's gonna help. So, right. So I'm just walking through it again. Okay. Alright, you can see. Bam. So easy to upgrade. Nice. That's that. Ooh. Okay guys, so I've upgraded all my cars. And now I'm still getting the perks. I mean, it's kind of easy to get level up in this game depending on what you do, how you do it, how good you do it especially. Because I mean in freaking missions, I mean when I started off this game, which is a while now, it was so hard to do missions just because I didn't like to upgrade my cars. I was never a fan of upgrading my cars. I mean, trust me, it was horrible, my guy. I mean, I would literally sit down there, like, how am I not winning this race? Oh, I always used to curse a lot, trust me. It was horrible. I used to flip the F out. I was like, why am I not winning this race? Huh? Just going on, blabbing my damn mouth. Trust me, once you start upgrading cars and stuff, it's gonna get a lot easier in this game, trust me. You see, boom, boom, bow. Alright, we're done there. And now, especially when you're a beginner, now I'm going to show you a couple of cars that are going to definitely help you through this game, trust me. I mean, especially as a beginner, it's hard to choose between cars because you're introduced to a whole set of other cars. You're introduced to the starting cars, you should say. And right now, you can see a lot of my cars are like $14.97. I mean, for whoever just joined there, I mean, I just went to the perks there. I might go back to it. You can see, I still have not upgraded some of my cars and bikes also, but I'm gonna show you, right? So normally they're gonna give you a couple of starter cars, right? They're gonna give you the Nissan 370D or the Z34. They're also gonna give you the Dodge Challenger SRT8. They're gonna give you the Chevrolet Camaro SS. And there's a big discussion. Which car is the best to start with? I mean, I have my friend E-Rotors. I mean, nobody's channel or not, so something else. E-Rotors, he does a lot of really good videos on reviews. He has about 400 subscribers right now, so I mean, if you want, just type him up and check him out. Because he recently did a video of which are the best cars to choose as a beginner. Because my friend did it. Oh, this one, no. I mean, once they did it, you would see the results that they had, but my personal opinion, the Z34 is the best car to do, right? So once you start up this thing, you gotta get this. Oh, this is backwards. So you can see I never really upgraded this car because once I fully leveled up here. You can see I'm leveled. I really enjoy that car. Until recently, I was just going through my car list and I was like, oh, I haven't played this kind of long time. You can see this is the best car to use. I mean, after you're done leveling up and stuff, I mean, I know after a while, there are a lot of beginners who start to become competitive and want to compete in PvPs. I mean, if you don't know what's PvP, they're person versus person missions and stuff, where you go into a lobby and you go against different people. I mean, also, their ranking, their bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So, lowest being bronze 4 and highest being platinum 1. So, I mean, if you do want to get competitive, here are some cars to help you. With the street specs, I would recommend. Oh, so many cars I have. I would recommend the Nissan Skyline GTR R34. Okay, means a very decent car, nice top speed. Very nice handling, especially in the corners, but do remember, this car could I mean, right now it's four-wheel drive, it's easy to drive, and it's very competitive, especially when you go into PvP, because normally you'll have other cars racing. And the preferred choice of a lot of pros, I would say all, because there's some pros who use other cars, It's the R34. But watch, I'm getting 166. I want how fast I'm going. I'm just going. So here's one of the better cars. For dirt track now, I think you would love, and trust me, you would love to use it. The car that for competitive dirt spec is most likely the Roof RT35. Very decent car. It looks like a Porsche 911. I mean, you'd know that in certain racing games, Porsche wouldn't let Porsche wouldn't be in the game, right? But they would just use the other name known for Porsche, which is Roof. Roof technically is just a racing side of things. They're just Porsches that have been bred with steroids. And these Porsches like the RT35 have a lot more engineering right now. This car in dirt spec is extreme. And I mean, right now it's kind of hard to steer because this thing does wobble a lot. It wobbles a lot. Right now, through corners, especially dirt corners, it's hard. So that's why it's not a preferred choice to use. But they're like other cars like the Subaru BRZ. Probably you would know the Subaru BRZ by different names, such as the Toyota GD86 or the Scion TCS. But right now, the Subaru BRZ, I think I just passed it. It's a very nice car, actually. I mean, it's very stable. And especially for going downhill, it's so controllable. Like the Roof RT35, which once you bend the corner, it starts to swing out. It will start to push through. And I can see the car. I mean, we have the same decal on both cars. I was trying to vary it. I forgot about this. See right now, this car's a nice. And then after we'll go into the port. I mean, this is one of the biggest arguments in this game, trust me. And my personal opinion, of course, is the Lamborghini Aventador LP700-4. This car is a monster. Even though I would recommend the Pagani Huayra, it's kind of hard to find right now. Wait, let me just check that one. Alright, the Pagani Huayra. I have so many cars. I was able to upgrade most of them because as soon as I bought them, I just bought all the platinum cars. Yeah, you can see the Pagani Huayra. Highly used, especially in PvP, because of the car's general performance, the handling, and the top speed. These stats are very good. And they prefer to use this a lot, even though I think it's a little overrated. I mean, it's still a very good car. I generally think that there are a couple of underrated cars with this, such as the Mercedes-Benz SLR 722. Quite underrated. Yeah. So yeah, you can see this car here is a monster, and I think that this car should be most likely be more used in PvP and stuff. I mean, also, you know, you could get this car by doing crates. I mean, if you don't know what crates are, I will show you right now. Crates are technically this. Just little beacons on your map where you can go to, do the crate mission, which is being chased by the cops to a certain location, most likely a landmark, such as maybe Salt Lake, just somewhere. I mean, I wouldn't do one right now, because right now I just decided to do this stream, because I see a lot of people, especially level 60s and stuff, that are not even level 1000 with their cars, which is quite upsetting, because especially when you want to race them, it's so upsetting. I mean, right now you just gotta show them how to do it. So you can see the McLaren, very nice car actually. And now I'm going to show you for the raid. Raid is very tricky, because depending on how the car's original stats were, and then modified stats, it's very hard, trust me. So you can see my recommended car, even if you're a beginner, Roof 3400K. I mean, in real life, it's the Porsche Cayman R, or S you could say, and this car is amazing. I mean, only 400 horsepower, 384 to be exact car. And this car is a beast. I mean, highly used in PvP, but not used because of one problem. It's power and acceleration. It's not that good. Especially when you want to reach a top speed out here, especially in the desert, not good to watch. can see, not bad car. Second opinion for really competitive EDC, the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro RS. Beautiful car, actually. I mean, in real life, this is one of my personal favorite muscle cars. I mean, it's extremely. This thing picks up speed quite easily. I mean, you can see right now I'm crossing over 100. I mean, top speed could vary depending if you're going uphill. If you're going uphill, you're going to get between 145, close to 148. But if you're going downhill, you're going to get 160 plus. So now I'm going to show you the circuits. The circuit's quite easy, actually. There are two cars that are dominant, just dominant. I mean, one of the cars have fell off the favorite board, I should say. And that is the Nissan Skyline GTR circuit. I mean, you would normally know this in the Japanese GP races. You would have seen this in older races, like maybe in the 1980s, 90s. You can see how nice this car is right now. And what about this monster, I would call it, is that its acceleration. It's demonic. I mean, watch this. See? It's just clicking, no time. It's gonna reach 100. Then you're gonna eventually just going faster, and you're gonna think you're going slow. Then after you're gonna realize, like, oh man, I'm gonna hit 200 in a bit. No way. And once you pass that 200 mark, you're like, damn, I'm going damn fast. Okay, let's go on next car. Of course, the Ford GT. I mean, a lot of us Americans would know what the Ford GT is. I mean, it's like one of those great icons of American history, especially in racing. You can see right now, you'd know this from the FIA GT Endurance Series. Oh, I nearly hit the car there. And this car is a monster, technically. This thing picks up really fast. And this thing is favorited by a lot of pros because of its top speed, especially through corners. It's very easy to handle right now. But the problem is, with its perf version that I have also, it's wobbly just like the Roof RG35 in dirt track. So, even though the circuit is very favorable in people's mind, the perf, not so much. So, I'm going to show you a couple more cars, especially if you have the DLC packs. I mean, the Saleen S7R, I did a video on that before. It's not a bad car, generally. I mean, 800 foot-pounds of torque, that's a lot. I mean, you're going to get off the line really quick, but the problem is handling. This thing cannot turn properly. I mean, the grip is 5,592, but turning radius, no. You're not going to get much from it, so these are the two cars I recommend. More favorable, the Ferrari 458 GT2. I mean, you've seen this in the 24 hours of Le Mans, the 12 hours of Sebring. You see this car a lot. It's really nice. I mean, this car only has 500 foot-pounds of torque, just like an average racing car would. Lower than the R34, I think, and the Ford GT, but the thing about this car is its responsive turning. I mean, this car would turn a corner in a dime. Oh man, I took my corner so badly. I'm trying to run it, but it doesn't matter. You can see this car is a monster. So, the next car that I would love to recommend, and I trust me, you'd want to use this more in PvPs, is the McLaren 12C GT3. You normally see this in British races. I can't remember which racing series because it's a lot. I've seen this car a lot. And this car is a monster. It's beautiful. This car has a very high top speed for a circuit. I mean, top speed of, well, it doesn't have the actual top speed, but the specs are 6,988. That's a lot. Because generally cars will be 6,100. You could see, watch, 6,100 average. Or for the poor Ferrari F40 LM Le Mans series, it suffers at 6,040. I mean, this car is a responsive beast. I personally like this, especially for short circuit races and PvP. Really. I mean, watch how fast this thing is. Get that thing. The acceleration is beautiful. Alright guys, I gotta go. Until next time, see you later. See you later.